Hello, class. It is now time for Journeys. Journeys, yes, Journeys. You have lesson number 2 for the Old Yeller unit. Do not go back to lesson 2 for the quest for the tree kangaroo unit. That's so 2 weeks ago. Okay? So today you're going to be working on the Old Yeller unit, lesson 2, and you get to do the spelling pages. Yes, that's right, the spelling pages. I believe you have, yes, pages 77, 78, and 79 in your soft cover book. Let me say that again, 77, 78, 79 in your soft cover book, okay? So for this week, it's the same old, same old. What do I mean by that? Last week and the week prior to that, when you were working on your quest for the tree kangaroo unit, you had spelling words that were vowels plus R sounds, vowel plus R sounds, maybe ER, UR, IR, and so forth. Okay, but for the most part, they sounded like this, right? So the same this week. Okay, except in this case, there are a lot of words that you have this week that have double vowels. I'm having a hard time speaking today. Okay, so double vowels before the R in a lot of your instances of the words this week. Those are called diphthongs, weird names for sounds, right? So two vowels together that make one sound are called diphthongs. So, all right. Anyway, back to your spelling words. All right. We have number 1, Earth. How appropriate. We're learning about outer space right now. Earth. Yeah, that's called like the planet we live on. It's also just another name for what we refer to as the ground, right? The Earth. Okay. Uh, Peer. And I don't mean peer like looking into something. We're talking about like someone on your level, someone your age, someone in your class, a peer. Okay. Twirl. Something you do round and round. Just don't do it too much because you know what happens. Burnt. Ah! Burnt. Something is burnt. My toast sometimes gets burnt if my kids crank up the knob and I don't check it out. Burnt. Smear. Smear. I like to take some butter and smear it across my toast. I don't like those big lumps of butter on my toast. I like to smear it nice and smooth. Okay. Further. I threw the ball further today than I did yesterday. It went further. Okay. Appear. Appear. Oh, look, a ladybug just did appear in the garage. It didn't, I'm just pretending. Worthwhile. If something is worthwhile, that means it's meaningful, it's worth doing, right? It has value to it. That time is worthwhile, okay? An activity that helps you grow in some way would be considered worthwhile. Nerve. Well, this can be used in different ways, like uh, you're on my last nerve, okay? But in some cases, nerve refers to like you have a lot of nerve, like you have a lot of guts, you have a lot of bravery because you got nerve, okay? Um, Peer. Pier? Didn't we already do pier? Again, it's not this type of pier where you're looking. It's the pier that you walk out on that's usually jutting out into the ocean or it's jutting out into a large lake or something and you go fishing off the pier. That's the kind of pier I'm talking about. All right, squirm. That's what worms do. Or that's what I start doing when I hear the same song that's been played on the radio thousands of times. I squirm. Okay? Weary. Weary. Weary means you're tired. Oh, I'm weary. Weary just could mean you're tired of something too. I'm weary of the social distancing. I must talk with someone. Weary, tired. Alert. That's basically the antonym of weary. I'm alert. I am alert. I am totally ready to go. I am focused. I'm alert. Murmur. Murmur. Unfortunately, some people complain that I murmur. Okay. I don't do it so much in the classroom, but I tend to do it at home. It's kind of like talking to people. What do you say? You were murmuring. It's talking softly, sometimes to the point where people can't understand you. Murmur. Thirsty. Oh my goodness. Oh man, I hadn't drank anything in a long time. I was thirsty. I needed something to drink. I needed to hydrate because I had that desire to quench my thirst. Okay, so thirsty. You know what thirsty means. Reverse, backwards. Okay, I like to do reverse layups when I'm playing basketball. It's a backwards layup. So instead of going in like that, you're going in and kind of doing it backwards without looking. A reverse. Okay, but if you change your minds and you changed your mind went in reverse, or you changed and just turned around, you walked in a reverse direction. Okay, the other way. Worship. Hmm. Worship. Usually that means you idolize something and you are you're worship if you worship something, you're saying how amazing it is and how great it is. Wow, I worship that. That is awesome. That is so worthy of worship. Career. That would be like a job, except not just any job. It'd be a job that you like to do for a very long time in your life, a very extended amount of time. Teaching is my career. When I was a bagger at Hannaford grocery store, which they used to call Shop and Save, it was not my career. I didn't plan on being a bagger for my entire life. Um, I wanted to do something different, and eventually I got into teaching after several other jobs. So, career, a long job experience. Research. Ah, you should know research. We've used research a lot in our science classes. If you're doing research, you're trying to investigate facts about a certain topic, correct? We actually even used the term research in our last unit for Journeys, which was the quest for the kangaroo, right? They were doing research to learn about the tree kangaroo. Okay, so research, you're looking for facts about a topic. Volunteer. Volunteer. That is someone who is offering to do something without any type of compensation. They're not getting paid, they're just doing it to help out of the kindness of their own heart sometimes, right? So volunteer. Your challenge words are yearn. Yearn means like you really want it. I yearn for that piece of butter. I yearn for that piece of toast with butter smeared all over it. You really want something. You yearn for it. Engineer. Okay, an engineer would be a type of career, right? My oldest son wants to be an engineer someday. It's someone who designs technology to solve a certain problem, right? Whether it's the problem of creating a new vaccine or the problem of making tastier toothpaste. I don't know. It's true. True. So, anyway, an engineer, many different types of engineers. Interpret. The word interpret, you're trying to figure out what something means. I'm trying to interpret what they just said. It was very confusing, so I'm trying to figure out what they meant. I'm trying to interpret what they just said. Okay. Dreary. Dreary. Edgar Allan Poe uses this word in his poems sometimes. Dreary, right? I believe he uses it in the Raven poem. Okay. So dreary means kind of like miserable, dark, ugh, dreary on a dreary night. I think of a dreary night as like dark and drizzly and maybe foggy, and it's just not comfortable. Dreary, dark, foreboding. Okay. External. Well, external means on the outside, right? Um, we have an internal skeleton, whereas you think of some insect, right, has an exoskeleton, or a lobster has an exoskeleton. Their hard part of their body's on the outside, and the mushy part's on the inside. So external means on the outside. If you have an external skeleton, the hard part's on the outside, right? Okay, so external, outside. All right. Well, there's my review of your spelling words of the week. I hope it was entertaining for you. I hope it was educational for you. I apologize for my goof ups and slip ups and everything like that. But I hope it got your attention, and I hope you're ready to do your wonderful spelling pages on 77, 78, and pages 79. Enjoy. Make a great spelling day.